What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about if football players should run track. Let's get started. Now, before we get into this video, fellas, let's say you're an athlete and you maybe don't have a track team, you don't have a speed coach, but you would still like to know specific exercises and drills that you can do to get faster. Check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to 100+ speed and agility drills, all for football players. We talk about explosiveness, power, how you guys can have perfect running mechanics, improve your 40-yard dash, everything that a football player needs to improve their speed. So check out that very first link in the description below if you would like to get faster with 100+ speed and agility drills. So again, very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. All right, so this is something that so many football players hear in the offseason. Coach, I need to get faster. What can I do to get faster? And some people give some very bad advice of just go run track. If you run track, you'll get faster. Total lie, unless you were on a good track team. Now, what do I mean by good track team? You probably didn't even know that there was good and bad track teams. You just figured everything was track. Like, you're going to teach us how to get faster, you're going to teach us running form, you're going to give us good drills to get faster. Not the case, and we're going to explain why. Now, before we get into that, we are also going to give you guys some alternatives that do not require any financial investment to help your speed improve. Because, you know, I could sit there and say, hey, go to a speed coach, go to a gym that's athlete specific, right? Maybe you don't have the means to pay for that kind of thing. That's totally fine. We're going to give you some things that will help you improve your speed that do not require that big of a financial or time commitment. Now, should you run track? That's what we're going to get into next. Now, track programs in a lot of states and even in some big states and some specific cities are not the biggest priority of that school's like athletic funding, I guess you could say. So let's put this into perspective, right? Let's say you have a football game, 10,000 people show up, right? Let's say you have a track event and you're selling tickets for the track event. 200 people show up, right? What generates more money? Football generates more money, right? So this is the same thing for colleges too as well. This is where scholarship money can come from at times. But the football team is going to get more funding because it's all about money, guys. Like, the football team brings in more money, so they're going to get more funding to be able to go out and hire coaches, hire talent, to be able to pay for coaches. That's just how the game works, right? So a lot of track programs across the country are extremely underfunded because they're undervalued in the eyes of the school and the people who handle the money for the school, which, that's just how the game works. So a lot of times track coaches are strictly volunteers. They cannot afford to go out and pay a coach what a coach is going to ask for that was maybe an Olympic level coach, a college level track person who has a degree, or not necessarily a degree, but maybe a certification in some type of speed and agility training. They don't have the funds to do that, so they're not going to do that. So you might get a Spanish teacher. That's what at my high school did. Our Spanish teacher was the track coach. That dude looked like he ain't never ran a lap in his life. How is this guy going to teach me track? Like, how is this guy going to teach me to get faster? He has no idea what he's doing, right? He was like a thrower, but he was trying to teach sprints. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So running track in my high school was a complete waste of time. Now, if you're on a track team that's a priority, that generates a good amount of money, or maybe the school makes it a priority, they pay to go get coaches, they have funding for that kind of thing, and you have a coach who's talented, that's when I think you should run track. Other than that, I think track is a complete waste of time. I've heard horror stories of guys that have dedicated all this time to track, and guess what they do? They just run. They just run laps. No form, no explosive movements, not even a proper warm-up to help you with speed. And you call that a track practice, and that's what's going to get you faster. So I think there's a lot of bad information out there. Anybody that tells you, oh, the key to getting faster, run track, does not know, in my opinion, what they are talking about in terms of track programs. Maybe they were a part of a great track program and that's the only perspective that they have, and I get that. I totally understand. But until you're a part of a bad track program, you probably think that all track is great. Just make sure you look into the program before you join and you make a huge time commitment. Now, what are some alternatives that you can do? And that's what we're going to talk about next. Now, this first alternative requires a little bit of financial investment, but I think it's actually worth it. Then we're going to get to some of the free stuff that you can do on your own time to also improve your speed that does not require a big financial investment. Now, think about this. If you're in an area, like let's say you're in Southern California, right? And your high school or the track program at your high school is not very good, right? But track practice is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, right? And it's terrible. You're not really learning anything. You're not learning how to run. They're not teaching you form. They're just pretty much just having you, okay, what do you want to run? Okay, we're going to do like 10 of those. And then, okay, practice is over. It's not getting you faster, guys. Just not doing it. Unless you're working heavily on your form, it's not getting you faster. Now, imagine this. Let's say there's a speed coach alternative. Let's say there's a trainer in your area. He does speed and agility, whether he owns a gym, whether he's just, a regular speed coach. He takes you guys out to a public track, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. You go to him twice a week. You pay him whatever it is. Let's say it's $40 for the session, right? That's $80. But that $80, let's say it's 2 one-hour sessions. So it's 2 hours out of your week rather than 10 hours out of your week going to football practice. You could dedicate that 8 additional hours to things that can actually help your football skills improve, like doing a skill training, going to a skills trainer, getting in the gym, lifting with your team, watching film, hitting the books so your GPA is where it should be. Guys, it's all about time management, right? In the off season, your time is so precious. If you're wasting away hours sitting at track practice, not learning anything, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, in my opinion. So I would recommend that if you're on a bad track program and you have the financial means to do this, find a speed coach, because trust me, that speed coach, 1 hour with him will be highly beneficial over 10 hours at track practice where you're not learning anything, right? Imagine this. Let's say somebody told you that, okay, if you take this, think of it like a school perspective. If you take this one single business class, you're going to be a millionaire when you're older. Or you could go get a degree in something and you may not be a millionaire. You're going to take the one business course because it saves you time and you're going to make money faster. That's just how my mind works, at least, right? So why wouldn't you do that with the speed coach? Why wouldn't you value your time? Your time is so precious in the off season that you need to take full advantage of it. Don't waste away hours. Don't just sit out there and think you're putting in time because you're out there for a lot of hours. What did you actually do in that amount of time? And that's what it boils down to, honestly, for your speed. All right, so now, let's say you don't have the financial means. Let's say you can't afford a speed coach. Let's say you can't afford going to a private trainer. Let's say you can't do these things. What can you do to get faster if you have a bad track program? And guys, honestly, and I'm not bagging on all track programs. There are some track programs that are great, and it's free. And you join the team and you got a solid track coach that teaches you mechanics, that gives you explosive drills, that works on certain things with you that a speed coach would. Join track by all means. But guys, if you don't have a good track program, maybe you don't have the financial means to pay for a speed coach, maybe your parents don't want to do it, whatever it is, there are things that you can do. Number one, resistance training. So guys, I'm telling you this right now. Running with a sled, running with a hill, running up bleachers were things that I did as a player to get 10 times faster, bro. Like, I didn't have a speed coach. I went to a quarterback coach who had a buddy of his who was an ex-Olympic gold medalist. His name's Maurice Green, if you want to look him up. But Maurice Green, dude, would kill us, right? And so, but that was free. I wasn't paying Maurice. I was paying the quarterback coach, right? But anyways, Maurice would come out and work us out sometimes, and I would take all of that stuff that we did and I would apply it on my own. So there's tons of information out there on the internet. There's tons of information that we offer on our site, on our website, on our YouTube channel about running form. So I would try to do resistance training. I would try to learn as much as you possibly can about running form. And then last but not least, I would work on explosive movements in the gym. I think all of you guys could afford a membership to, you know, like a Planet Fitness or maybe a Choose Fit, maybe not Planet Fitness, but like a Choose Fit 24-hour fitness, whatever, however cheap that is a month, like 10, 20 bucks a month, depending on where you go, right? Let's say it's even 30 bucks a month. You go to that gym 5 times a week, and let's say maybe 2 days out of the week, you're doing all explosive movements, jump squats, hang cleans, box jumps. Those things are going to get you faster, because let me tell you how the body works, right? In just a short form. The body works like you have 2 types of muscle fibers, fast twitch fibers and slow twitch fibers. Football players, because we're trying to be as explosive and fast as possible at all times. We want to activate those fast twitch muscle fibers as much as I can to increase the amount that I have in my body. So doing exercises that are fast twitch, like box jumps, hang cleans, you know, jump squats, like 50% jump squats, things where you're trying to give all out effort, increase the amount of fast twitch fibers you have in your body, and that makes you a faster athlete. So those are the things that you need to do in the gym that are completely free. You don't need a coach for that. I just told you a few right now that you could do. So look that up on Google. Type in explosive exercises, type in fast twitch muscle fiber exercises, and construct a plan for yourself if you don't have the financial means to pay somebody for it or to pay for some kind of service, whatever it is. But guys, there are things that you can do other than running track that are going to get you faster and that are more time efficient. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like 100+ speed and agility drills that you guys can do for explosiveness, fast twitch muscle fibers, running form, everything that we discussed in this video that you would get at a good track program, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on our online first down speed training program. So again, very first link in that description below. I'll see you guys next time.